I am very jealous of this business Real Madrid have gone and done. They have signed Franco Mastantuono from River Plate. What a signing. What a bit of business from Real Madrid. We talk about South American talent. Endrick, Esteval, Julian Alvarez came from there. But I tell you what, so something about this Franco Mastantuono that's just a different level. You know, him and Esteval are the two that stood out to me when I've watched South American footballers over the last couple of years. Endrick was good, but I always felt that Esteval might be a bit better. And I feel like Franco Mastantuono, I feel like his ceiling is ridiculous. Like he's been linked to Manchester United, I'm a Manchester United fan. And the two that have stood out are Esteban and Franco Mastantuono that I've watched. Esteban's going to Chelsea, so I really wanted Manchester United to sign this guy. He reminds me a bit of Messi. He reminds me a bit of Cole Palmer, a little bit of a mix of the two, elements of Di Maria in his game. But he's gone to Real Madrid. PSG would have wanted him. Man United would have wanted him. But Real Madrid have that pull. It makes me so jealous. I feel like if Real Madrid want a player, you're going to miss out on them. 99% of the time. Like, the only reason we got Lenny Euro is because Madrid just weren't going to pay up, and Euro wanted to make sure, obviously, Lille got some money. But like Man United are going for Mbeumo right now. Tottenham are in for him. I'm not worried about Tottenham, but if Madrid went in for him tomorrow, I'd be worried. Like Madrid have that pull. Now he's going to join on August 14th when he turns 18 and will start the chapter. He won't be at the Club World Cup for Madrid. But he basically considered a new player. This is all confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. And I'm going to talk about why Real Madrid have signed this guy. I'm going to tell you about this guy and all of that. Now, I don't watch loads of South American football, but when Man United are linked to a player, I follow them. Keep an eye on some games, keep an eye on some of the other games, keep an eye on the gems. And he's one of those guys that I've been following, watched a couple of games of his, watched clips, like done my research on over the last year and a bit. Like he's fantastic. And I'm going to tell you this now, free kicks. Go and watch at some point after this video, go and watch some of his free kicks because they are absolutely insane, his ball striking, as well as his touch, as well as his dribble. And I am jealous. So let's talk about Real Madrid and let's talk about their latest addition in Franco. So it says age 18, but he's actually age 17. And that's already a mistake from me 2 minutes into the video. So I apologise. He is an attacking midfield number 10, but could play wider or deeper if need be. Now, for me, he's a right wing /10. I feel like I should add more detail to that because he mostly plays as a right wing and he is a left-footed right winger. But I do think he's a long-term attacking midfielder. He reminds me of Cole Palmer. His first season at Chelsea was right wing. His second season was in the 10. There's elements of that. He is a left-footed right winger, but he's not like a touchline right winger. He's someone that operates best in those half spaces, so sort of more central. Now, there's two types of wingers. You've got wingers that like Nico Williams that like to be out wide, take on players, pace, direct. And then you've got wingers like Michael Elise or Dejan Kulusevski that are not all about pace. They like to come in. They're quite good in short spaces, quite good at touch. And that's what Franco is, a bit like Cole Palmer. He likes to operate sort of in that half space. Now, he's at River Plate, but he's joining Real Madrid in August, and he is regarded as one of the best Argentinian talents out there. He got 7 goals and 14 assists in 19 games this season so far in 2025, which is 11 goal contributions. At 17 years of age, playing with fully grown men, getting 11 goal contributions in 19 games. A lot of them weren't even starts. Is very, very good. He predominantly plays right wing, but he comes in centrally and often picks up the ball in 10 roles. But often when he gets the ball, he likes to go out to the right, cut in, have a shot, cut in, playing across. He's actually got 11 goal contributions in 1,400 minutes. In the Open tournament, he got 3 goals and 3 assists. But what stands out about him isn't just like numbers or this or that. He's direct. He's willing to have a go. He's scored free kicks. He's willing to have a go. He's willing to take players on. He's willing to take risks. He's willing to make things happen. I think when you go to Real Madrid, you can't be a passive winger, a sideways, backwards pass. You want to get the ball. You want to be the best and most expressive player on the pitch. Have that flair. Have that skill. Put in a cross. Put in a shot, and he has that. If I'm going to talk about his strengths, I think one of them is his touch and close control. His ability to get the ball, touch, and then get it in tight spaces and accelerate out is fantastic. Ball carrying, dribbling, ability to manipulate the defender, small space work. He looks absolutely fantastic. Gets the ball, he wants to drive forward, wants to beat the press, wants to beat his man. He'll go out wide sometimes, do a little wiggle with his feet and go and put the ball in the box and put it across. But as well, it's the fact that he can change direction quickly. He's so agile, which is going to remind people of Neymar, Di Maria, even Messi, even Hazard in his prime. Gets the ball, the shift of direction, sends the defender the wrong way. He likes the ball. He can have the ball in a tight space, turn out. He's so press resistant, able to resist the press, and then he can literally dribble it forwards and make things happen. He's very good when it's in the passing lanes, operating between the line with his back to goal, getting the ball, going forward. And you'll see if you look at some of his highlights, he can play these little through balls and he can play these little cutbacks and chip passes, which are really good. And he'll just make very, very good runs into the box as well, sometimes late. Not maybe his biggest strength. I think his biggest strength is picking up the ball, touches, turning out small space, ball striking when it comes to free kicks. But when it comes to creating chances under pressure, taking people on, natural technique, ability, close touch, first touch, close control, getting it under pressure, chipping a ball, finding a little bit of space, creating separation from the defender, finding a little bit of space, and playing that pass. He's fantastic about that. He'll get the ball, he'll glide around some players, he'll create some space for himself, playing that pass, and that is exactly what he's so fantastic at doing. There's a lot of South American talents out there. Kenji Pies is another one, but there's something about him that's always made him stand out. There's something about him that's just I feel like he's one of those that I almost feel, and I hate saying this, but guaranteed to make it. There's certain players that you look in South America and they're hyped up and they're good, and then they just don't live up to the hype. But this is one of those guys where when I look at him, I just almost feel like he's guaranteed to make it. I almost feel like he's just that good. He can't not make it, which just might sound like completely crazy, but he always blows me away. So let's dive into some more on him, talk about him, Madrid's plans, all of that. So he's trusted by River Plate in big games already at 17. He showed leadership, he showed calmness, his decision making is good, he always plays with good intent. And I think he's handled the physical side of it well, being a young player. I think he's handled the pressure well. River Plate is a big club, particularly, out in South America. He's been in the big games, he's been composed, he's taken penalties, he's taken big free kicks. He's got that mindset, and I think that's massive. Going to a big club like Real Madrid isn't always easy, but I do think at River Plate there's that they are quite a big club when you think of South America. I also think when you look at Madrid, they love a bit of creative playmakers. They love someone that can play multiple roles, 10, a right wing. I think he's a right wing that's going to come inside. I think he will start as a right wing, and I think he could become as a 10, but he can operate in the Rodrigo role, who's been linked to a move to Arsenal and other clubs. And I think there's elements of him where he can have a bit of Isco in him, when Isco was good, have a bit of Di Maria in him, a bit of Cole Palmer in him. I think he's a very strong fit. It'll be interesting to see what Xabi Alonso is going to do with Real Madrid in terms of how he's going to line them up, because I don't think he's going to play three at the back at Real Madrid. But Xabi Alonso, look what he did with Florian Wirtz. If he gets a player that's just that intelligent and that natural and that technically good, he could do some unbelievable stuff with Franco Mastantuono. And I've said this so many times, Real Madrid aren't buying potential with Mastantuono. They're literally investing in a generational profile. You might think, okay, that's like £35 million, 40 million euros, it must be around that. You might think that is expensive. That is quite a bit to go on a guy that's been in South America. And yeah, I get that. But they're buying, the next Messi. Sometimes you have to, you can't go and buy certain players for 200 million these days. You've got to find the next one, and that's what they see. Obviously no one's going to be the next Messi. Messi's one of a kind, but he could be the next all-time player. He's got the winning mentality, he's got the natural ability. Of course, I think if I look at natural ability, he's got it. The one thing is, it's about work rate, pressure, mentality, environment, molding him in, which Real Madrid have done quite well. But yeah, why is he seen as the next Messi? Because he's a left-footed magician that can glide past defenders, starts on the right, likes to come in centrally, cut in, shoot, natural confidence at big moments, good free kick taker, good glide, good dribble. Obviously Argentinian, left-footed, right wing, it's going to get the comparisons. But, the real reason Real Madrid have signed this guy is for the future. It's for 2030. It's for, they've seen, the real reason Real Madrid have signed this guy is because they've seen this is a generational talent. This is the guy with all the bags of natural ability. This is the guy in 2030 that could be competing with Lamine Yamal. Do you know what I mean? Had Messi versus Ronaldo, we could have Yamal versus Mastantuono. And it might sound like I'm hyping him up. He might not live up to this level. It's always a risk. But I've never seen somebody out in South America when I've watched him just make things happen in the final third like that. Just so good when he's tightly marked. So just shines so much. He's one of the youngest breakout stars in Argentina. He's just doing fantastic. He can play across the front three. And I think when you look at Madrid, they had Bellingham, Gula, Endrick, Vinicius. They've got some young players. They've got some talented players. And I think he could be a future creator, a future star. And I think Xabi Alonso will be a great manager to work with.